Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dropping Down from the Rafters podcast here on Toned In Entertainment. Today we're back with a theme podcast, and when I came up with this theme, I said, you know what? If we're going to get raw, we're going to get uncut, we're going to have a good time, man. I gotta have a killer panel, and I think I did that tonight. So let me introduce first. Next to me, we got Lexi Gomez. How you doing, Lexi?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Lexi, you are no stranger to being a little raw in the ring. You do what it takes to get the job done, to hold as many championships as you currently have.
No, that's counting. Thank you.
Three. Who's counting? No more. I'm counting 3 championships right now. Well, Lexi, thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to jump onto the channel. And yes, definitely. We're going to have a good time. And next, he's real. He's raw. He is the goddamn draw. He is August Artois. How you doing, August?
Fuck, man. I woke up this morning, so I'm doing great. And if you've seen lately the Florida wrestling scene, I'm doing a lot better than 90% of them. So, man, shit. Things are going great for me. And I'm here with 2 great people. I mean, look, Steven Frick right there. Look, the beautiful Lexi Gomez right there. The handsome as fuck Tony Miller. Fuck. Can I swear? Fuck, I'm swearing.
Like I'm going to tell you not to do something, August.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah, I learned that from our first interview. I just let August go. I can't stop nothing he's going to say.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't have it any other way. We wouldn't have it any other way. And finally, I guess, making his official debut here on Toned In Entertainment. I got to see him in action at Pride of Wrestling. Kick some ass up there. And, when I was putting together the panel, I was like, let's see. I'm like, we got to have Frick on the channel. So, Frick, welcome to Toned In Entertainment, and thank you for joining us here on the channel.
Oh, it is good to be here. I'm in the right frickin' place, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. I think Cherry Bombs is ready to get the party started. So, we are too.
Cherry Bomb!
Hello.
So what we're doing tonight's theme is the 10 rawest wrestlers / moments of all time. And we're going to kind of go through our own list. And I'm sure we might have some duplicates along the way, but we're going to talk about them and discuss them and what makes them raw to us. So I think we need to let the ladies go first. So Lexi, can you kick us off?
I hate that. Okay, so are we starting with our 10 or 1? Like how
we're starting at 10. We were going to count down to 10. The best.
Okay, down.
Start at 4.
Yes.
I was going to start at 7. Okay.
You guys can do whatever you want. Again, I'm not going to tell any of you 3 what to do here.
So I have a list. I have a list, guys. So bear with me. All right. So I started off with 10 being Edge. I always felt like he was like super real, super raw, like. I don't know. Every time I watched him as a kid, and I felt like when I seen him on the screen, you just wanted to watch him, and it was just like real raw, like bad guy energy that like always that you just wanted to see him, even though he would do some shitty things. He's like boom, like that, just electric.
Who?
Straight to it, Edge.
Oh, Edge.
That's my number 10.
So I do remember, of course, the scene with Lita definitely stands out in like a lot of our minds, and that was pretty damn raw.
That's a moment. That's
right?
A raw moment.
That was number 11 for me. That was number 11 for me.
Okay, that was your bonus one. Okay. So for me, I didn't have anything with Edge on my list. Did either of you 2 guys have nothing with Edge? Frick, I'm guessing.
The rated R superstar.
He is the rated R superstar.
I wasn't watching then.
Right. Okay. Well, August, who do you have at number 10?
All right. So at number 10, I'm not going to write the whole thing, but we're just going to go ahead and, if you guys remember. Number 10, when the big boss man got hung from the fucking Hell in the Cell by Undertaker. Okay. I was fucking probably like 13 when that happened. And I had no idea, at the time, we didn't know what scripted fucking predetermined shit was. And when he was fucking kicking, I just watched it last night too. But when he was kicking and then fucking like twitched, I was like, boss man's dead. Like that shit was fucking raw. That was raw.
That's on TV. That's crazy.
Right? It's hard to believe that, like.
And it happened on Monday Night Raw.
Oh yeah.
Casual Monday,
Oh, no, it fucking didn't. It didn't happen on fucking Raw. I'm sorry. No, it didn't. I was just watching the pay-per-view last night. I think it was Unforgiven, maybe? I don't fucking No Mercy? I don't know. One of them.
It was one of them, but it was a raw-ass moment, that's for damn sure, that made us all, like, drop our jaws and made many children cry that night, I'm sure, in addition to August, right?
And I guess, like, kind of tied with all of that was the whole fucking Ministry of Darkness. Every time fucking Undertaker came out with them, with the druids and shit, that shit's scared. I'll never forget. I was sitting behind the fucking couch. My brother was watching, and my dad was behind the couch he's like, "Hey, come on, man." He's like, "It's just fucking TV. They're not here." I was like, "Fuck." That shit fucking scared the shit out of me. So that whole Undertaker fucking era of that, like, dark, nasty fucking shit, dude, that was raw.
Well, mine kind of plays off of that. I'll just get to my number 10 since it plays off of yours, and that's him, Undertaker, sacrificing Stephanie McMahon, which I thought was fucking insane. Like, that shit was out of control, and it was just like you're seeing the boss's daughter being sacrificed on TV. So that's my number 10. So it kind of plays into the whole Ministry of Darkness there too. So mine plays off of that. Frick, what would be your number 10 moment?
Oh, 10 moment? Let's see. It's a Stan Hansen match against Vader, and they're going toe-to-toe, brawling it out. Next thing you know, Vader rips his mask off, and his eye is poking out of his skull. So that one always kind of stuck with me, and then they went on to wrestle for like 20, 30 more minutes after. That Stan Hansen moment, Vader moment would be number 10 for me.
Yeah, I had that down too. That's crazy.
What number did you have that at, Lexi?
That was like number like 9. Like, that's crazy because
that was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, and so I mean, we got Lexi's number 9 then, so we could go right to August with his number 9 then.
Fuck, number 9. All right, do my best little version of this.
I love the fact that we're playing Pictionary tonight on the podcast. Thank you for bringing something extra.
Was that Brian Pillman?
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love you, Tony. Why haven't we been friends longer?
Right?
Yeah, when Brian Pillman pulled that fucking gun, dude, that was like my mom when I was a kid used to watch, she probably still does, but she used to watch soap operas and shit. And one or three, maybe 17 times I sat down and watched with her. And I was like, this is some fucking like, they're not like, soap operas aren't like movies. They're not like TV shows. It's not like music. Like, it's its own fucking like entity of entertainment. And when I saw that Brian Pillman thing, dude, it was like, this can't be fucking like, this is wrestling. Like, this has to be fucking real because the camera's all fucking everywhere. The people are screaming. There's people walking past the camera. Like, this is hectic. This is real.
You know what's crazy is my dad took me to, I mean, that's where my love of wrestling came from, was my dad taking me to as many shows as he could down in Florida. And I remember going to a particular show and it was a no disqualification match. And again, I'm like 5 or 6. And I'm like, Dad, if it's no disqualification, why don't they just bring a gun to the ring and he can shoot him? And my dad's like, no, you can't do that in wrestling. Like, so there are rules, but then Brian Pillman like threw all those rules out the door with that particular instance. And I wanted to be like, well, listen, you told me they couldn't do it, but here Brian Pillman is actually like, it wasn't in the ring, but it was, at the house or whatever.
His fucking face when he had that gun in his fucking hand, like his face was dead fucking serious. Like there was no, like if there was a bullet in that gun, you think he would have actually pulled it. Like that's how fucking raw it was.
Yeah.
That was definitely one of those moments, man, where you didn't know what the hell was happening.
Frick, did anybody else have the Brian Pillman incident on your guys' list? No, that's a good one though. I didn't even that one didn't even come to my mind, but that's what I love about these shows. It's like we all get like recharged with like some of these memories right away. Because
like I'm very it's like in the back of your head and like it's like you remember because like
faintly.
Yeah.
Like faintly, and it's great. Like I'm a very forgetful person, so it's like. But like when somebody starts talking about it, I'm like, oh right, yeah, I get it, and then it's like, okay, then I think it relates to other things, and I like how the wrestling brain works,
That was the first one that popped in my head. But then like I wrote all of them down, and then I had to like, all right, this one was just a little bit. All right, this one was just a little bit better. This one was a little bit better. So cool. Fuck yeah, this is awesome. I like this.
So just think about it, that a guy bringing a gun to a wrestling is number 9. So I can't wait to see where we go from here. So. Frick, what do you have at number 9?
Ooh, number 9. It's just kind of like a moment in ECW whenever Rob Van Dam was really going, on his tear, going through everyone, and he was debuting his new move, the Van Terminator. And just that first time he hit that move, just springboarding, jumping across the ring, and just drop kicking the hell. That was just one of those moments. Just RVD in general, real raw, and he's still doing his thing to this day.
Absolutely, and we did. We had a show a couple weeks called Heat Seekers, and I said one of my favorite moments was in that particular show was the ECW show where RVD had that crowd where they were literally ready to riot if he didn't take home yes, he didn't take home the title. So I love that fact that you put just Rob Van Dam in general, on your list.
He's a he's an innovator, and Steve, you're 100% right because. And I like how you specified the one move, but because we all grew up WWF, maybe WCW. So when we saw ECW and like Sabu and RVD, that all was so raw to us. We're like, you can jump in the crowd. You don't have to stop where the barrier is.
Right.
Fuck yeah. Drink beers and
see a lot of this in my list, man.
Yeah. Well, jumping on to my number 9 is an ECW moment as well too, and it's actually a particular match. And it was a time, again, I had stopped watching wrestling and I was just looking for something, right? Because I was a huge WCW guy growing up. And I was just kind of looking for something, looking through old DVDs, and I came across Tanaka versus Mike Awesome in those matches. And that opened my eye to a whole new world of wrestling, because it was just so insane the way that those guys literally beat the crap out of each other. And Tanaka would get hit with those steel chairs, and everybody goes down with the steel chair, but he would just stand there and ask for more, and the power bombs off the top rope. It was so innovative and just so it made me excited for wrestling to watch something like that. So the feud of Tanaka versus Mike Awesome makes my list at number 9 of raw moments in wrestling history.
Yeah, you guys are fucking definitely, like Lexi just said. There's my list. I was like, yeah, I covered everything. I literally covered everything, and you guys are saying shit. I'm like, this is cool.
So we've all done number 9. Lexi, what do you have at number 8?
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I'm bad with time frames and stuff. But I remember. So China is on my list of raw wrestlers, RAWEST, and the moment where she hopped over the guardrail and her debut, and everybody was like, oh my god, who is she? They were even is this a man, is that a woman? She was just so raw, and just her and Eddie together, always. I remember just admiring it and just being so damn, look at that bad bitch, she's so real, she's so raw, she's so badass, so tough, and she's definitely one of the most iconic people that I remember watching as a kid.
I love that. China was such an innovator and such a badass, right? It was just she blew our mind, and she truthfully is the 9th wonder of the world, I think, because we've not seen anybody like China come along ever since she was a one of a kind. A lot of people, men and women, fit this cookie cutter mold, I think, nowadays in professional wrestling. Not you 3, that's for damn sure, but a lot of people do. And it's it's kind of the same. She was definitely a step above everybody else.
She definitely had an X factor to her that people can they try to have the same energy, but you just can't really, She was a beauty. Yeah, she was such a beauty. I loved her. Very.
And shout out to fucking Terry Reynolds for selling the fuck out of.
I thought she was dying.
I thought she was dying
too. We know she made it. She survived. But yes, shout out to Terry Reynolds as well too. August, number 8.
When Undertaker embalmed Stone Cold.
Oh my God.
What did you think that was, the steroid scandal?
Yeah, I thought it was at one point. I'm like, are we going to court right now with McMahon?
No, dude, the embalming, like that shit was fucking the same thing. Like I know it kind of ties into the ministry thing, and I already kind of did that, but that one I was like, they're really gonna stick this. Like, how are they gonna play this off and stick him with a fucking giant needle? And then like recently, I seen the outtakes from it, and it was fucking. You ever seen those?
No, I haven't seen the outtakes. No.
Once we get off here, look up the outtakes from that embalming. It's the funniest fucking shit you'll ever see, dude. Paul Bear is fucking, God rest his soul, hilarious.
God bless that period in the WWF. That was just, I mean, the creative juices were flowing at an all-time level at that time, and I appreciate the creativity in what went on at the time. Brandy Casey says, "Hey, Lexi."
Hello.
Hey, fuck me and Steve, right?
That's my sister. Yeah.
All right, so we have the embalming of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Frick, what do you have?
Oh, all right. I see. I just have another wrestler, but there's a couple moments I'll add in there for him.
Okay.
Just Scott Steiner in general. Just first time I saw him as a tag
He's
team.
on my list.
You know, Steiner brothers. First time I saw that Frankensteiner. First time I saw the Steiner screwdriver. I mean, his whole Big Papa Pump run. Every time he got on the mic, you just didn't know what the heck was going to happen. Just Scott Steiner, you know, is the man.
He is the big bad booty daddy, that's for sure. I remember when he came out though as White Thunder when they first announced him as which was I think it only lasted one episode of Thunder when he was called that, and I'm so glad he stuck with the big bad booty daddy and Big Papa Pop. It definitely worked out much better. But I love Scott Steiner, and just a story. I mean, Scott Steiner is kind of the reason I got back into professional wrestling after all those years. And I've told the story a couple of times. I'll tell to you guys tonight was, there was an independent show going on at Gangrel's Wrestling Asylum down here, before the pandemic. And he was on the show. So I told my wife, I was like, you know what? I would love to go to the show because Scott Steiner's on the show. I didn't know anybody else on the card except for Gangrel and Scott Steiner. But I went because Big Papa Pump went. But man, I saw all the indies that night. And that's when everything changed for me. But it was because Scott Steiner was on that card, made me go. And I just fell in love with everything else that went into independent wrestling at the time. So big shout out to the big bad booty daddy for yes. So
I love that. I love that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was gonna say, Lexi, I know he's on your list as well too.
Yeah, he is. I remember so right when I was a fan of wrestling growing up, but then I kind of got out of it. I went into doing like girly girl stuff, whatever, and didn't really watch too much. But then I started going to like Impact and TNA would do like free taping shows at Universal City Walk. And so I started going to those live shows when I was like a teenager. And I remember seeing Big Papa Pump was up there, and like I got to see him, and I'm like, damn, look at him. He's like, oh man, still kicking, still badass, walking out here, still beating everybody up and on. It was like super cool, and I was like, damn. I remember seeing him when I was young, and now I'm like watching him here. But like those shows are also like a reason like why I started like getting back into wrestling, like being a fan, and then eventually led me into training to be a wrestler. So like it's always like a special memory in my head for those times when I was a fan. Still am.
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out to the big bad booty daddy Scott Steiner, bringing us all together here on the show in unique ways. I like it.
I know.
Those Impact tapings as well, man. Those were good times.
I like how there's 4 of us here and not one of us tried Steiner math.
No, I guess it's way above my pay grade, August. I'm sorry.
There's 4 of us here. That's 8 sets of eyeballs. That's
oh my god.
That's
you lost track.
256 megabits per second streaming and 6 gig download. Well, for my next one, I believe it was number 8, and I'm going to throw out Jim Cornette because he was in the scaffold match where he went up and was running from the Road Warriors, and he had nowhere to go other than drop down and break his legs trying to escape from the Road Warriors. So the fact that a manager put himself into that kind of danger to make a moment that I think has stood out forever, at least in my memory I remember seeing that as a little kid of Jim Cornette falling from the scaffold. The Road Warriors were my tag team. So I was cheering for the Road Warriors, but saying, oh shit, like what the hell happened? Like this manager just fell, I don't know, 15, 20 feet straight down, broke his legs. So I think whatever Jim Cornette is doing now on his podcast is his own thing, and it's all good. But I feel like that is a memory for me that is just raw and just a piece of wrestling history that I deserve. That should be mentioned in my countdown for rawest moments of all time.
That's raw. That's fucking raw.
So Lexi, we are on number 7 then.
No, we're on 8.
Are we at 8? I thought
we're on 7.
We're on 7.
We're on 7.
Oh, do the work, August.
That's that Steiner math.
Yes.
Damn it, it's the math. Okay, so my number 7. Oh, I got all confused here. I'm pretty sure I have it at 7 or 6. Either way, Razor Ramon for me, I feel like is very, very raw, very iconic, and like just the one where he comes like on Monday Night Nitro, and he's just like he's interrupts like the match, and he's like letting everybody know like I'm here, bitch. Like y'all are gonna look at me. I'm Razor Ramon. Like that man just like he like just gives off that energy. Like you don't even have to do anything. He doesn't even have to like yell at the crowd or anything. You just want to like him and love him.
Don't know why I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah,
just one simple line. Yes, it stands the test of time.
But like Lexi said, though, it's like I really can relate to Razor Ramon because like that motherfucker put his tights, his boots, and his vest on, and he just walked out of the curtain, and everyone's like, "Yeah, like Scott." Obviously, his
that motherfucker.
Exactly. Obviously, his name wasn't fucking Razor Ramon.
Right.
Everybody knew that guy that walked out of that fucking curtain was Razor Ramon.
They did. It was, and I even remember they were chanting Diesel when Nash came out, and they were like, "Oh, Bobby, they're chanting Weasel." Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Yeah, it was, Razor Ramon, such a badass. R.I.P. Scott Hall, one of the coolest guys to ever do it, for sure.
Fucking funny story about NWO, really quick. I was an extra for WrestleMania, and I'm sitting there eating and catering with my brother. Fucking Scott Hall, fucking Kevin Nash, and X-Pac walk in, and they look lost as fuck. So I look over and I look at my brother, and I was like, "Hey, you guys want to come sit with us?" And fucking Scott starts walking towards me, and fucking Kevin grabs his shoulder. He's like, "No, we don't." And fucking walks away. I was like, "You fucking dick." Scott Hall was on his way over to come sit with me, dude. Dick.
Damn, so Kevin Nash kind of like cock blocked you from right? Ah, not cool. Not cool.
He Scott blocked me.
Yeah, he Scott blocked you. I like that one. Frick, what is it's August is next.
Okay, so I will say this, that I just, as you guys were talking, fucking Frick is Frick is the reason I changed my answer. My original answer was Ahmed Johnson because he was the Raw fucking one of a kind at his time, the only one of his kind, like the only bad motherfucker from Mississippi, badass black dude here to fuck shit up. Then I thought of someone a little bit better. That's a black dude.
Oh yeah.
So, and the reason I'm sorry, it was Tony. You mentioned the scaffolding, and I thought. When New Jack went up there with that dude and he said, "Jack, I can't feel my legs." He said, "Don't worry, bud, you ain't gonna need them." And he throws his ass off the fucking scaffolding. Dude, I've met this motherfucker before. I have a picture of me and him. He's got his fucking arm wrapped around me and my cousin's neck. We were choking out. He is the rawest motherfucker you will ever fucking meet in your fucking life. Not even meet, see, visualize, hear. The realest motherfucker. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck at all. He'll punch you in the fucking mouth and ask questions after. I love that shit. I fucking love that shit.
New Jack was one scary ass dude. That's for damn sure.
Very scary.
Who else comes to the fucking ring and wrestles to their theme song the whole fucking match?
Wasn't Natural Born Killers, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Dude, Ice Cube and fucking Ice Cube and Ice Cube.
Oh yeah, it's from it was like that movie soundtrack.
Ice Cube and Dr. Dre.
Right. It was the movie soundtrack. I don't think that ever got a movie for, but yeah, that shit was crazy.
Ice-T was Cop Killer.
That's right. Yes. Oh man, New Jack. Okay, did anybody else have New Jack? Because I didn't actually put New Jack on my list, and none of us actually did. It was
I didn't either.
He didn't even didn't have it.
I didn't either.
August, with these shows, I've literally gone through and like having a list, and then mine changes when the juices start flowing. Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, I can play off of this one. Yes.
I'm pretty confident with the rest of mine, though. I'm pretty confident.
Okay. Well, Frick, what is the next one on your list?
Ooh, next one on my list, I got to go back to the some ECW Sabu, real raw, just the scars all over the guy when he walks to the ring. That whole match where he had the whole ring lit on fire, where they had to like run out. It's like it was insane. It's like the guy for years and years and years, just I don't get how he's still walking, jumping off everything, getting cut up by everything.
Yeah,
because everything you did, you believed.
Well, let me ask you three, because while we're talking about like the craziness, I've seen all three of you. I mean, you go out there and you beat the crap out of each other. Sometimes you get the crap beat out of you as well too. I've seen August all bloody and everything. How high is your guys' pain threshold? Like, I mean, I see this stuff and I'm like, if I fall down and bump my knee, I'm going to be out of work for like a week.
I'll go first. Yeah, I'll go first. And this is going to be because this is real, this is raw, this is what the podcast is about. I will say this: for those who have been in friendships and the friendship isn't around any longer, to those who have been in love and the love isn't around any longer, to those who have had mothers and fathers and those mothers and fathers are still on this earth and they want nothing to do with you, take that pain and put it into wrestling. We don't deal with much pain. If you really understand what I'm saying, the kind of pain that a lot of us go through on a day-to-day basis, whether it's heartbreak, emotional, sad, whether it's self-inflicted, whether it's just depression, that pain we feel in the ring is absolutely fucking nothing compared to what life gives.
Wow. Okay. Lexi, what about you?
I mean, I second that. That's so true. Like, like it really is like wrestling for me. Like, I don't really feel like much of like pain, and I mean, yeah, my body hurts and stuff. It does take a toll on you physically, but like for me, it's like it's just that pain. It's like everything else like erases, and it doesn't feel like anything when you're out there and people are watching you and you're putting on a good show. You don't really feel anything, and I feel like that's why I love it so much. Like, I'm pretty tough. I don't be crying.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's what I always really appreciate, especially when I do these interviews like after the show sometimes. I'm like, how are you? Like, I'm sore and tired from watching y'all motherfuckers beat each other up.
My back does hurt though.
Yeah. I'm like, so I do respect. Cherry Bomb says that was deep, August. So
I'm not gonna lie, like when I first started wrestling, my rivalry was right here next to me. Frick. And I look, because like I'm one that when I wrestle somebody, I want to study their shit. When I fucking watched one of Frick's matches, I thought, what the fuck am I gonna? I have to bring a gun to this fucking match and shoot this guy. I had to shoot him. I've spit fire in his fucking face. I've hit him with titles. I've slammed his head through fucking. I put his finger underneath boards in the ring and slammed him down.
Crazy.
And he still comes back. So like, Frick, I want to hear your answer on the pain.
All right, I gotta say, in-match pain threshold very high because it's like you're on a high where you don't feel anything. But then the next days, it's a lot of regret. It's like, what have I done? Like, what in the world have I? I can't move. But then, by the time your next match comes, you're good to go. So it's just like a vicious cycle.
Frick's 100% right, dude. I wrestled Sideshow, who's a really good friend of mine. We're actually going to Thailand in January together. He's like a really, 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 really good friend of mine, and we wrestled each other. We're not going to go out there and fucking pussyfoot it, dude. If anything, we're going to go a little bit too fucking hard. And I'm not going to lie. Everyone wants to know, like, when do you train? When do you do this? August, I didn't do shit this week. I laid in fucking bed today's the first day I fucking got up, went out to the gym. My shoulder, I couldn't even fucking lift my arm past this because of fucking one forearm. Sideshow, his elbow hit me in the fucking shoulder, and it stiffened up my shoulder to the point where I couldn't move it this way, couldn't move it this way. I've got a hyperextended knee. I've got a cracked fucking sternum. My fucking shoulder's fucked. My elbow's completely blown out of whack because somebody didn't duck a clothesline. Us three, like, we give it all in the ring, but like when we're 45, 50 years old, interview us again and we're going to be like, that was such a fucking stupid fucking thing. I fucking top 10 reasons I fucking hate wrestling.
Number one, the guy that didn't duck my clothesline. Number two.
Fuck you, John Hawkins.
Oh, shit. Well, as a fan and as an interviewer, as a podcaster, I do appreciate all three of you for all the entertainment value that you give all of us fans each and every week. So, I mean, this is why I do it, is to give, for giving back. And this is my way of giving back to y'all a little bit. So definitely want to appreciate you guys on that. For my pick,
this is really fucking cool because like we do interviews and stuff. And like you do 15 interviews and 14 of the questions are, so what made you get into wrestling? Like fucking do your fucking research. This is very unique. Like I was talking to my brother before this and I was like, dude, I'm about to go do this interview and it's fucking cool. Like there's top 10 questions, there's multiple people and we're gonna like I was really looking forward to it. And now like this is really awesome.
I really like it. Like the Brady Bunch right now, like the or like the Shrek 2 like DVD menu when they're all just like looking at each other. And I feel like we're just like in a giant slumber party right now. I'm having a great time.
We're all looking. I don't know which way to look, but
I don't know.
Shout out to Noah Vale. Hope you're having a great day at work.
Noah Vale will be joining us here on a future podcast in the future. Had to work late. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. For my next pick, I'm going with somebody who really started a lot of heat. He caught a lot of heat back in the 80s. And it's because he would wear the pictures of maybe his opponents.
Rick Rude.
He would wear the women's pictures on his crotch, on his tight, and he would just instigate so much heat. And it was so raw and so damn just like you hated this guy so much because nobody would stoop to these levels. But Ravishing Rick Rude, not only were you afraid that, maybe he could steal, his opponent's girl, but you thought maybe he could steal your mom or your girlfriend or whoever else. Like he could come out there and get any woman he wanted right there. So Ravishing Rick Rude makes my list of raw ass wrestlers.
Oh, yeah,
Francisco Chiazzo, God rest his fucking soul, would always come out and go, the greatest line in professional wrestling is, oh, you fat, out of shape. Dude, like you gotta be a fucking piece of shit. But he backed it up. Like he looked great.
Yeah.
In the 80s, dude, he was a chiseled fucking with his little hairy chest and his fucking chiseled body. Yeah, right. I wish he would have fucked my mom. August.
With that being said, Lexi, what is your number 6 on your list?
How to move some stuff around because, I was thinking this also piggybacked to it again with me talking about Razor Ramon, RP, but the stun gun, he's stun gun Goldberg. Like that's crazy, dude. I don't remember where was it?
It was Starrcade.
Yep.
Yeah,
when he lost to Kevin Nash when Goldberg.
And he ended like Goldberg's reign or whatever. But like, hello, like what? That's in wrestling. That's raw. That's crazy. That's like that. Like, what the hell is all that about? And that's again like I love how wrestling like puts all that kind of different things together. Like who would have thought like somebody's gonna get stunned gun in the middle of a ring for the end of the match? Like that's crazy.
It was. That. Yeah, that moment they were trying to figure out how to make Goldberg lose because nobody wanted to see this guy win any more matches.
Yeah,
and they didn't know what else to do in order to like not make him look weak against Kevin Nash, and that was their answer.
Fuck Goldberg.
Yeah, I don't know if that's one of the things that really stands out to me as a Raw moment. It's more of like a WTF moment of what do you guys think in WCW?
WCW.
So Goldberg getting shocked with the stun gun by Scott Hall is your number 6 pick.
It was my 6, but I moved it around. But
you moved it around. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. August, what is your next pick here? The pipe bomb, of course. CM Punk.
I actually had that as number 3, but then some other things got in the way, and I was like, all right, you know what? Like, if that was 100% real, that microphone would have got fucking cut off a long time before that. So then, like, as I was on the treadmill today, I was like, okay, yeah, that's Raw. Because everybody, like, that's the reason CM Punk is so fucking over and will always be over is because of that fucking, that segment. But me as a professional wrestler now, I know that if this wasn't something we planned, we're cutting that fucking microphone. So like, it was raw. It got across as raw, and everybody, even to this day, thinks I think that was real. Okay, but it was a very monumental moment in wrestling, I think, and it's solidified the guy for 7 fucking years. To take a break for 7 fucking years and come back and be as big as he is now, like I've never seen CM Punk, and I'm not gonna lie. And like Tony, you know, I stopped watching. Fucking 10 years later, CM Punk came in. I've never seen a CM Punk match until fucking the other day. I think the strap match I watched the other night. That was the first full CM Punk match I watched. He's fucking awesome, dude. And like I understand now why people hate me, because he's over as fuck and he doesn't do shit in the ring. And that's like guys like me that can go out there and give you me with an accent of a little bit of wrestling. That's fucking money right there. That CM Punk pipe bomb, and then that whole thing cascaded into his whole fucking career. So yeah, the CM Punk pipe bomb.
Okay, very well put. Did any of you guys have the pipe bomb on your list?
Not the
Jesus
pipe bomb,
Christ.
but like CM Punk, like
Oh.
like him and AJ Lee. I remember them like being together, and like that one moment where
Where she
AJ
kissed?
Lee went and like kissed. Yep, that moment was on my list.
Did you see where she explained it?
I read about it because she has like a book or something, right? So like I read some stuff online about it. And she was like explaining it all, and I'm like, that's and like I like CM Punk. I love him. Like I like you said, like how he can take a break for like 7 years and then he comes back and like boom, like it's just the energy that he has. Like
and then on top of that, like you had a whole other company try to literally tear this motherfucker down, and he's still thriving. That's
it's
wild.
crazy the trials and tribulations of like what one person can go through and still elevate himself to like, being one of the top dogs in the whole world. Oh, right there. I love it. You're better. You're better. You're better. I'm more of a fan.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Yeah. Frick, what is the next one on your list?
All right, next one on my list would be realist raw. I'm gonna have to go with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just walking down.
It's like the Final Four, Brad. It's like the NCAA Sweet 16 list. Everybody's list is crumbled right now.
Ohio State.
Now we're going off script.
Go for it, Frick. No, yes.
Oh no, just his promos in general. He can just walk down to the ring. He doesn't even have to have anything in mind. He just goes out there. He still has it. He could do it. He could do it all.
The fact that some guy could just walk out there with like jean shorts and a t-shirt and just go out there and beat the crap out of everybody.
The crazy thing is like years before that, he was trying so fucking hard, and then he said "fuck it" and then made it.
Right, exactly. He was trying to be something he necessarily wasn't with the Stunning Steve, and it went on WCW and the Hollywood Blondes and going out there with the cameras and stuff like that. All it took was one freaking promo, and that's it. Like the rest of history has changed with that one promo.
All it takes, and this whole fucking podcast is about. All it takes is for you to be real. People like The Undertaker. There are people out there that go, I just want to have a beer with the guy. Stone Cold, I just want to have a beer with the guy. The Rock, I just want to hang out with the guy. Like all these guys that you look up to, you just want to have a beer with the guy. You just want to hang out with him, man. You just want to just shoot the shit for a minute. But if you go out there and you're this superhero that nobody can fucking get behind, I don't want to have a beer with you. I don't even know what the fuck you are. And then on top of that, if you're a fucking bad guy, I want to slap you in the fucking mouth. You shouldn't go out there thinking, never mind, this isn't a podcast. This is a fucking top 10.
No, go for it. No, go for it. I love it.
You're a fucking heel. You're wanting to get slapped in the fucking face. You shouldn't go out there thinking like, I really hope people like my jacket, and I really hope they think I'm cool, and I really hope they take me seriously. You're a fucking professional wrestler wearing tights, you cocksucker.
Let me ask all you three. That's going to lead me into another segue because, again, as somebody who grew up watching wrestling in the late 80s and early 90s and how gimmicks were given to wrestlers, right? Has there any been time in any of your all's career where they're like, August, we want you to do this, or Lexi, we want you to do this, or
EC3. EC3, I joined Control Your Narrative, and he told me, he said, you know what you're going to be? You're going to be the trash man. I said, what the fuck does that mean? He goes, you're going to come out with like one sandal on, one sandal off, ripped jeans, like stained shirt, and a trash can. I was like, so Dumpster Josie? He's like, no, like way better than that. Like, you're the trash man. I was like, no, I sent you a video of fans throwing trash at me to show you how much of a heel I am. He goes, nah, man, you're the trash. I said, you know what? I'm not cool with that. He goes, well, how about this then? You're the Florida man. You're the Florida man. You come out with like a crocodile head and like a hat, but it's not really like a hat. It's like something else, but it's like a hat that you think is a hat. I was like, you're a fuck. I was like, listen, dude. I said, with all due respect, thank you for the fucking opportunity, but I'm good. Give the fucking trash man or Florida man to somebody else, buddy. I'm real and raw. I'm August fucking Artois. He said, you know what? You're the only motherfucker to control your own narrative. Welcome to the team. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good time, but fucking what a weirdo.
Wow. Lexi, has there ever been a time where somebody tried to give you something?
Lexi, cover
like,
all,
not like
all of
that.
them. For all of them, Lexi. Cover the customs too.
Oh no.
The customs, I get paid for that. That's okay. That's different. No, not. I don't. I mean, for me, I've not necessarily like my name or whatever, like, or who you're supposed to be or anything like that. Like, I've been told, like, oh, as a lady, like, oh, you have different gear. That's a different story. But like, nobody's ever like tried to tell me a name. Like, I've been given kind of like my character, like the Hollywood Horror from like Pro Wrestling Action with like Simon Says. I owe a lot to him. He helped me with my name and my character.
And it works. Like, that's awesome.
But yeah, so nothing like in a negative way, like it was a help to like, because before I was just Lexi Gomez. I'm Unbreakable Lexi Gomez. What is that? Who is that? It wasn't me or anything. I just thought it was a cute little nickname. But now like it fits with who I am and like how much I love horror movies. I love movies. I love the glamour of like Hollywood and things like that. And it feeds to it, So I mean, I feel like that's like a positive way if like somebody's helping me give me a name, but not in a way, you know what I mean? Kind of
right.
The trash man.
Definitely not like, oh, you're the trash lady. Like, no, I've never gone to that because I'd be like, no, thank you, goodbye. Like, no.
And the one gimmick I'm never going to pitch to Lexi Gomez, you're never going to be a Mariah Carey super fan either. So there you go. Go back and watch our previous interviews if you want more details about the backstory for that one.
Tune in.
It's a long thing, I get it. Thank you.
Frick, what about you? Was there anything ever given to you like that?
Oh, I mean, a couple things here and there. Nothing like when I first started, like I was trying to be just like a generic wrestler. Like I had tights and everything, and it wasn't even necessarily anything anyone else told me. I just thought I had to, and then just realizing that's not me. And then just, you look
so stupid. I'm sorry. You look so stupid when you
I know. See, I know this already. But I had a whole, like, I had to transition and just be myself out there. That was what really ended up having to happen.
And you are now.
Yes, definitely. Making a statement out there.
Frick's another one that, like, you see him get ready in the locker room. It's just Frick. And then he goes out. Like, he shows up in all black. Yeah. And then he changes to his gear with his all black. And then he goes out the curtain. Simple.
Hey, that's the best way to do it,
The only thing I say that Lexi does that's different than me and Frick is that the only thing that she turns on is that everything that she's actually supposed to shut off in real life, like telling people they're fucking dumb and ugly and stupid, like she finally lets all that shit out when she hits the curtain. That's the only thing that changes about Lexi when she hits the curtain. She turns into a cunt.
The real me.
The real Lexi comes out when she hits that curtain. She fucking hates
it. Yeah, I'm good turning it off and on. Yes. Thank you.
I think we ended with you. If I'm not, you said Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? Because everybody's bracket fell down there. So for me, is again a moment that everybody thought was real and raw, and had the police being called, and that's Rey Mysterio getting mugged out in Monday Night Nitro when the Outsiders showed up and they darted him into the side of the trailer. at Universal or MGM Studios, and people were calling the cops because they thought there was a real mugging going on outside with the outsiders. They were beating down the American males and anybody else that was coming out there. Scotty Riggs, I think it was, and Rey Mysterio, and just that moment of like it felt like WCW was taking their.
Do you know that fucking
direction?
Rey Mysterio actually called the spot. He told Nash to throw him through the window, and he's like, "No, dude, you're gonna die. I'll just lawn dart you against the fucking building."
I did hear that though. Yes.
Throw me through the window, SK.
No, Ray's like, Nash like, no, I'm just gonna hit you up against the side of the building. You'll be much safer that way.
Lawn dart, brother.
That was just such a freaking cool moment for me that always will stand out for me. So Rey Mysterio getting mugged by the outsiders on live television. And I remember the ref Jimmy Hart came out and was like, guys, help, and like the Horsemen and was it Luger, I think, and Sting, and they all stopped the match and they go running to see what's going on. So it was kind of like even the importance of the wrestling match wasn't important anymore, that these guys were literally coming in to take over the company at the time and causing all this havoc. So that's why the mugging of Rey Mysterio makes my list for a Raw moment.
That was awesome. Yeah, because I didn't watch WCW as a kid. It was either Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, and then it was either WWF or WCW, and I was a Nickelodeon WWF guy. Okay. But like now that I'm older and a little more mature, and I feel that I can go on both sides. Now all I watch is I go back to WCW and I watch it, but a lot of it fucking sucks, dude. A lot of it really fucking sucks.
It's probably tough to watch some of it. Yeah,
I don't think it was not Stampede. It was Slamboree. And every match was like mixed up tags. Like it was like the fucking Steiners on opposite teams versus like two other guys. And then it was like fucking LOD on two opposite teams. It was like 96 Slamboree. It was fucking weird.
Okay.
But now that I know about the downfall of WCW, like you can, as a professional wrestler, you can see it in the ring now. You can see these guys going into fucking business for themselves. You can see them talking to each other and like getting pissed off at each other in the ring. Like that shit didn't happen in WWF. Like you did what the fuck you were told and you fucking collect your money and go home.
Right. A lot more structure going on up in Connecticut at the time than in Georgia. That's for sure.
Connecticut.
Lexi, what would be the next one on your list?
Oh God, I don't know what we're on.
Whichever one you want to. I'm not going to check.
Other moments. My last moment that's on my list.
We're on 5.
We mentioned earlier. Okay, so the rest is just people. But the last moment that I had on my list, and we talked about it like way earlier, was the Lita moment and the Edge moment. The whole bed scene, like I remember seeing that and thinking that was real, and I'm like, I don't think I'm allowed to be watching this, but like that for me, like will always be like one of the most rawest and realest moments in WWE to me. And I don't
Plus,
I hate it for Lita because I know like a lot of stuff that they did she didn't want to do, but like as a viewer, like that's real, like that's actually happening. Like you don't think that would happen, but it was,
See, they actually didn't use a condom either, so it was raw.
It was raw.
Yeah, it was definitely a moment that stands out in my mind forever. Yeah. That's for sure. August, what do you got?
So this is the reason I became a professional wrestler. This is the reason I love professional wrestling. This is the one person that if you fucking had me pick my favorite wrestler in the entire world, one guy, I've been compared to this guy, and I've been told before, like, if you're compared to somebody, that's not good. This guy is.
Okay, HBK. Yes. Okay. Are we talking about the 1996?
Vicodin, cocaine, and alcohol, baby. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and bullshit you guys. I got into wrestling because I thought it would be a fucking extra. Like I was in a metal band. We partied and toured. Then I got done. I became a professional wrestler, and I thought it was gonna be a bunch of partying. And I walked into the locker room, and everyone's like, "Nah, man, we drink water and fucking play Gigimon and Pokemon and stuff." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" This is my fucking hero right here. This motherfucker would go out every single fucking night. Probably didn't even remember half of his matches, but tore the fucking house down. My match with fucking, you know what? I'm not even going to say which one because I don't want people to know and what company it is, but I was fucking wasted not too long ago and had a fucking banger. I had people from fucking UK, Thailand, all my fucking recent fans. Man, that match was fucking great, man. That was one of your best matches I've ever seen. I was like, hell yeah. Thank God it was recorded because I don't remember it. 96 Michael, baby. Hell yeah.
I love it. Again, Shawn Michaels does have so many moments that stand out in history.
Yeah, that's why I just said Shawn Michaels.
Just Shawn Michaels, period. Right. Do either of you have Shawn Michaels on your list?
Yeah,
Lexi does.
Number 4. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little Shawn Michaels then with Lexi then.
No, like the same, like piggybacking what August said, like literally, like he is like, you just draw to him, and he's so good at whatever he's doing, and like he's crazy. He was always like, everybody loved him, and like he said, he's always partying. He's crazy. He's having a great time and doing what he loved, and he was a rock star. He still is. Like he's still such a like.
It's like, not. It's a fucking Bible thumper now.
I think he'll always be a rock star in my eyes.
You gotta understand. I think with the ladies, he'll always be a rock star.
His music plays, and it's just like.
August, I have a sister. Trust me, I know. I think he'll always be. There's just certain people that will always be rock stars to ladies. Certain ladies that always will be something to us guys, no matter what. Throughout the years, there's always that test of time that always stands with us. So
that's definitely true. My mom's a saint. My dad probably hates her, but she's awesome to me.
Frick, what do you got?
Oh, all right. I got to backtrack because I had the same as you. I had Rey Mysterio on my list for the next one, but for different reasons. That was awesome, him getting lawn darted, but just him in general. From like first time I saw him, all the high flying, the acrobatics. Like the first time I saw Rey Mysterio, that's like I had never seen anything like that before. And also that one time Khali got him and like crushed his head.
Oh shit!
That one just came to me just now. That was also.
Oh, he used to scare me. Oh my god, that man scared me. Oh god.
The Great Khali.
Yeah, terrifying.
Oh wow, I'm having a party back there. I'm having like this.
I was about to say that. Going on? So, real quick, let me pipe one in real quick. Lexi just said she got scared by, excuse me, a wrestler. When I was at a house show in Cleveland, Ohio, when I was a kid. Kane came out, and every wrestler that came out, I did everything I fucking could to at least touch their shoulder. I wanted a bottle cap, something. I wanted to touch them, something. Kane turned the fucking corner, dude. Frick!
Frick with the frick.
Sorry, is it something? Is it something I said?
Frick, I'm scared. What the heck? There we go.
Kane? No.
Listen, he's a mayor now. Frick, he's a mayor. Anyways, So Kane turned the fucking corner, dude, and I was like, and he was like turning. He looked the other way, and I was like, all right, his shoulder was this fucking big, dude. And I was like, I'm gonna touch his shoulder. I went to go touch his shoulder, and he turned and looked at me, and I fucking back. I got behind my dad and fucking held his shirt. So good. And the reason, Tony, I told you this was the reason I stopped watching wrestling is because that guy that scared me to fucking death got Lita pregnant.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Right.
Fucking kidding me? I'm done. That shit pissed me off, dude. That shit, like the Undertaker turning to the biker. That was cool because we all like. It wasn't really much of a change because it was a dark man. Like a biker's a dark man too. It's just a different type of darkness. That's where his darkness came from, was bike. So it all made sense. But Kane, his face was fucking unrecognizable. He was burned almost to death. Here's my face, everybody, with some paint around my eyes. Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking idiot.
There should have been a much bigger payoff for that reveal. Yeah.
It should have been like with all the Hollywood makeup artists, they could have peeled that
special effects. Yeah.
Exactly. Then they could have been like, you know what, Kane's going away for 4 months to get facial reconstruction surgery, and then bring him back. Like, you had him pull the face mask off with the black paint around his eyes, with his little hair on the back.
A little bit of hair, like
he actually looks scarier as when he was the dentist. If you go back and look at the old videos of him, he looked scarier there than he did when he took off his mask. As like,
bro, yanking
Kane, yeah,
Yankum DDS is the reason I have 18 cavities.
Oh, okay. Fun fact.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, I think we're on to. I think Frick is next. No, we said Frick, right? You just did yours.
Oh yeah,
I'm next,
yeah.
right? Oh shit, I'm next. For me, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig is just raw. That dude came out and had the best promos, I think, up with the $1 Million Man at the time. You know, like both of those guys, the vignettes were like so on point. But I really remember thinking, again, as a young kid, that this dude was absolutely perfect. The way he would do the basketball or whatever he did, you know, the throwing the football. And I'm like, the way it was just put together was so cool. And when he got into the ring, his matches were just, I still think he's one of the best to ever do it in the ring. And he was just, again, one of the first bad guys. You know, growing up as a kid, you always like the good guys. But Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig was the first guy I was like, I hate this guy a little bit. Like, you know,
he wasn't a bad guy. He was just cool as fuck.
Right.
People
he was with Bobby Heenan, though, so it kind of put him in that category as like the bad guy, right? So you're like, well, I'm supposed to hate this guy, but he's absolutely perfect. How can I hate him? He's so raw. He's so cool. So for me, yes, Mr. Perfect.
That was actually like we're all going with like, because like you hit Lexi with it earlier. You said that's more of a WTF moment more than a Raw moment. But that's Raw, dude. Mr. Perfect was fucking Raw. That was probably the best answer I've heard so far. Because like we're all going with like Raw, like it's real. But he was perfect. He was fucking perfect. And his son's a fuck up.
I mean, do you get any better than perfect? I don't think so, right?
Like when he threw the towel and it landed on Homeboy's shoulder.
Yeah. It was just everything was so. He had swagger before swagger was a thing, man. It was just.
Talk about when he came out and he got in the ring and he threw the fucking towel and it landed on the manager's, the black dude's shoulder.
Oh, I don't remember that one. No.
He fucking came out. As soon as he got in the ring, he threw the fucking towel and it landed on his opponent's manager's shoulder.
Oh shit! Okay.
What was the black dude with the glasses?
Slick.
Yeah, landed on his fucking shoulder, dude.
Oh shit! Okay. That moment I don't remember, but yeah, just so many other things. Yeah,
it was
perfect. It was perfect. Lexi, what do you have?
She's gonna guess now. She only got 5. She only got 5. Remember?
Because it's like mixed up. Like, because I'm like you were saying, people.
Lexi,
mine.
Make your next 5 all independent wrestling.
Independent.
Oh shit!
Make your next, my next one because Frick stole Stone Cold. I made my next one independent local wrestling.
Local people we know. Oh
yeah,
goodness.
Lexi's like, I don't like anybody else though.
I only like 4 people.
3 of them are in this fucking interview.
Yeah, that's real. That's raw. Lexi only likes a few people. Sorry. No, okay, so I'll just go ahead and I'll just say Eddie Guerrero's on my list. He was number 4. And that's because I just remember like thinking how he just has like that raw energy of like, and I know that a lot of like my favorites is like the bad guys, and I don't know, it's just always that raw energy that I'm always like attracted to, like the lying, the cheating, the stealing. Like he's that bad guy that you want to hate but you love him. He's got that smile on his face, like, and it's just that little smirk, you know, that always just like gets you. Like it's just that raw energy that like, and he's just always been like iconic to me. Like I feel like that's a good one for me.
One of the things I want to give Eddie Guerrero credit.
Hold on one second. Ways to win Lexi Gomez over. Lexi, what was that? The smirk?
Lying, cheating, and stealing.
Lying, cheating, stealing.
Yes.
You know. I think the list is at.
Is it stealing? Is it steal-in or steal-in?
Stealing.
All right, thank you. I'll see you next weekend.
One of the things like that made Eddie Guerrero so raw, and again, it's the fact that he left WCW with the Radicals at the time. they could have made all this money there, but they were in such a position where they were so miserable and wanted out. I mean, to take, Benoit at the time as a champion, for him to say, I don't want this. I want to take this other leap. Saturn and Malenko, and for all these guys to take that giant leap and bet on themselves. And then, especially Eddie Guerrero more than any of the other four become the megastar and the icon that so many people that I interview say, who's your favorite? Who's your inspiration? So many people say Eddie Guerrero. The fact is, if I don't think he takes that leap from WCW at the time with those guys and goes and does the Radicals and everything, I don't think it happens. Like, he's just another name in history, no matter how talented he was, but he bet on himself and he knew what he could do better and bigger things and did that. So that's an Eddie Guerrero Raw moment for me.
I want to piggyback off of what you guys said, though, is like Eddie Guerrero was always like that guy. But once he got to the WWE is when the Raw came out, is when the lowriders kicked, the fucking lying, cheating, stealing. That's when he was fucking there was no acting. That was just Eddie Guerrero being fucking Eddie Guerrero. But like the Eddie Guerrero wrestler, to me, like, I love watching it. Don't get me wrong. I love watching Eddie Guerrero back before he was in WWE. I love to learn the wrestling techniques and shit like that from him. But if you're gonna really learn from Eddie Guerrero, watch him when he didn't give a fuck anymore. That's when he was the best. And that's when every wrestler is the best, when they stop giving a fuck. I started in the business not giving a fuck. Seriously, dude. I started in this young man's business at the age of 30. So I had no fucking options. Well, what am I going to do? Show up to a fucking show at the age of 30 and say, help set up the ring? Fucking suck my dick. From the back with your nose in my ass. You can get this shirt on. That's unforgettablevision.com. Anyways, go ahead. Continue.
There you go. Hey, plug it, please. Plug it. Sell. That's what it's all about. August, you're actually up next.
That absolute's getting to me. Anyway. All right, so I had Stone Cold written down, but I kind of want to go independent because this one's kind of serious.
Ah, okay.
Logan Cruz's promos are some of the absolute fucking best promos I have ever seen in my entire life. Whether they're funny or they're fucking serious, these are the best promos I have ever seen. Let me say that one more time. The best promos I have ever seen on the independent wrestling scene. The only thing and the rawness of his fucking videos is like, I say videos, his promos, his messages, his addressing. It's so fucking real. It's so fucking raw. It's so fucking personal. And like, if you're fighting this kid, you're like, and thank God I've had one match with Logan. It was just wrestling, so there was no promos. But I've seen him cut fucking people down, and he's not even trying. But he's just spitting facts about people's lives and things that are happening in wrestling. The verbiage he uses is so amazing. Now, time for me to be raw and real. If this fucking kid would bump it up 10 fucking %, I'd be seeing him in the UK. I'd be seeing him in Thailand. I'd be seeing him in Puerto Rico. If he matched his fucking energy on his promos to his overall work, this kid would be bypassing every single fucking person in Florida. That's real, and that's fucking raw.
And he was, on that list last year, number 1 in the state of Florida, right? If I'm not wrong on that.
Well, yeah, you're right. It was number 1. It was Logan Cruz. Number 2 was Daniel Starling. Number 3 was
yours truly, August Artois. Wow. So Logan Cruz, I love the fact that you threw in.
I've always, since I've started wrestling, and he's gonna eventually see this because I'll probably fucking screen record it and send it to him.
Oh, we're definitely clipping it.
Since I started wrestling, Logan Cruz has been one person that has stood out to me so fucking much because he's so unlike anybody else. But if this kid fucking put as much effort into his promos, and he doesn't put that much fucking effort in, he just talks. He's so good at it. But if he put that much fucking effort into the gym, and into promoting himself, this fucking kid, I swear to God, will be signed in the next year. But we'll see.
Logan Cruz, all right, coming in for August Artois' list. Frick, what do you got?
That was number 4.
Number 4, Logan Cruz, raw.
Logan Cruz, it was. It was Stone Cold. Don't get too fucking excited.
All right, let me get next on the list here. All right, next on the list, I got my little list here. I got Mick Foley. Come on, just getting chucked off the cage, like just his whole run as Mankind, Cactus Jack, the whole.
Raw too.
Man, is him ripping out his hair in his promos. Like there's so much to Mick Foley that he's it could have been number 1, but they got him at number 4.
Mick Foley's a guy we can sit here for 4 hours and talk about every single thing that he's done. Easily, yes.
I definitely see a little Mick Foley. Actually, I see a lot of Mick Foley. If you've never seen Stephen Frick's earlier work, watch it. That's Cactus fucking Jack. Right now, you're getting Mankind version. You're getting the Mankind version of Stephen Frick right now. Before I started wrestling was the fucking Cactus Jack version. I cannot wait to see the Dude Love version of fucking Stephen Frick.
Oh, yes. Please, please, please. As Eric Bischoff says, that'll put butts in seats, right? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No Dude Love version for Frick.
I mean, I never say never.
Okay. For me, the next one on my list is, and again, we could say many, many, many moments why this guy's on the list. It's the Nature Boy Ric Flair, but a moment that stands out for me is in his WWF run, which again is not his most memorable thing, but when he had the pictures of him and Miss Elizabeth like him hanging out with Miss Elizabeth, and he was insinuating that Miss Elizabeth was cheating on the Macho Man with the Nature Boy. It was just such a, it was before Photoshop was like really, so it was like you're thinking to yourself, wow, these pictures have to be real because nobody can actually like make these kind of pictures happen. And that's just one of the moments. Again, we could, just like Mick Foley and some of these guys, we could sit here for 20 hours and talk about Ric Flair.
Yeah, I was gonna put Rick on my list. I literally thought about putting him in my top 5, but I figured everybody was gonna say him.
So
yes, I definitely agree with you on that.
My first ever thing in wrestling was Garrett Bischoff. I wrestled Garrett Bischoff. So a lot of people that don't know, when I started, Garrett Bischoff is my brother's friend. They've been friends for fucking 10 years. I've known Garrett Bischoff my whole life. He was just a guy. Because Tony, I didn't watch wrestling. He was just a guy. I didn't put together the Eric and Garrett. I just thought he was Garrett Bischoff, my brother. He was just Garrett, my brother's friend. So I start wrestling, and Garrett comes over. It's me and my brother and Garrett, and I'm like, hey, I'm a wrestler now. And he's like, really? Maybe I'll kick your fucking ass. And I was like, dude, that'd be so fucking huge. And he goes, you want to? And I was like, I really do. So I hit the promoter up. I said, let's work this raid out. Is this cool? Everything's good. We're sealed. We're done. Everybody who knew about it was the promoter, me, Garrett, and my brother. So Garrett goes, go online right now and say something about me. I go, do you have any shows coming up? He goes, yeah, I'm at Alex Red's show at ARW, whatever. I go, I hear Garrett Bischoff's getting back in the ring, and I put 1,000 laugh emojis. 83 shares my fucking post had of people saying this punk motherfucking kid, he just got into the business. He thinks he's going to call out Garrett Bischoff, blah, blah, blah. Then I went to fucking Garrett's fucking profile picture. Took a picture of him and his wife. Put my fucking face over Garrett's fucking face. Posted it. People were like, dude, when Garrett fucking sees this shit, he's going to fucking kill you. As he's sitting next to me on the fucking couch, laughing about all this shit. I had promoters in Florida, some of which I'm working for now, hit me up and say, I'll never fucking book you. You're a fucking punk. You have no idea about this business. You're a fucking loser. I'm like, okay, cool. 7 months later, they hit me up and say, hey, what's your rate? I say, you better dig fucking deep.
The whole time you're playing the strings behind the whole thing. I love it.
Here's my thing is like this whole fucking podcast of what we're talking about is what I've done with my career. That rawness in a world of professional wrestling where dude, I go online and I seen, what is tonight? Tuesday, right? NXT. I went online today at 2:00 p.m. and I saw the whole rundown for NXT tonight. What promos, what matches and everything. Could you imagine tuning into WrestleMania 10 and going, Razor's going to win? Could you fucking imagine? Dude, we wouldn't even be having this fucking podcast. These memories wouldn't mean a fucking thing to us if we knew it was going to fucking happen. I fucking hate professional wrestling fans. They're the worst fucking people in the world. But My thing is I came into this business brand fucking new. Nobody knew who I was. So Timothy August Felger, I'm promoting all my shit on my personal page. Watch everybody get their fucking panties in a wad. And as you see, I've had a lot of people come to me now to this day now and go, hey, man, I always thought you were a fucking dickhead. But now I realize you're just an asshole. There's a fucking difference. I'm going to tell you this difference real quick. We'll get right back to it. There's a difference between an asshole and a dickhead. An asshole. An asshole. A girl comes up and says, hey, excuse me, sweetheart. I want your honest opinion as a stranger. Do you think I could lose some weight or do you think I look good? A dickhead will go out of his way without being asked that question. He'll go up to that girl in the bar and say, hey, excuse me, sweetheart, you look fat. You're a dickhead, dude. Why'd you have to say that? But an asshole, you come to me and ask for my fucking opinion, I'm going to give it to you. If it's not what you like, I guess I'm a fucking asshole. Oh, that's my next answer. Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. Well, to kind of piggyback off that, before we get to Frick, I'm going to go with my next Raw moment. And you talked about, spoilers being put out there, and Bischoff, and I'm going to say Eric Bischoff, giving out the results of Monday Night Raw, which was freaking, it was mind blowing, the balls that it took to go out there and just do it. And I have to appreciate Eric Bischoff in a way, yes, because he was trying to win a war, right? And there's no rules in war, right? So the fact that he stooped to such a level to say, you know what? Obviously, it backfired in the long run, and there's a different story for that time. But the fact that he did it was right. So that is, I think, was on my number 2 list of like just raw moments of just like, I remember watching that. I'm like, this guy just said, here's what's happening. The boss man's beating this guy, and you're like, no need to stay there. Got that out of the way. Let's get on with our program for tonight. But it's the same thing with like Medusa putting the fucking title in the trash can. I was with her in an Uber on the way home from Utah to the airport, and I asked her I was like, do you ever regret that? She goes, are you fucking kidding me? She goes, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if I didn't put that title in the trash can. You got to take, sometimes you have, like me turning down AEW Dark. Some people say that's a fucking dumb choice, but dude, it's really paid off for me. So there's times in life where there's a split in the road, there's a fork in the fucking road, and both options are great. You got to pick the best one. 100%. Frick, I think we're on to you if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes. All right. Next one on the list, I got probably the reason I am a wrestler to this day, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Okay.
Isn't on my list. Growing up with the Hitman, just years and years of good matches, and still to this day I'm entertained by how bitter he is. But yeah, definitely Bret Hart, man. Just like the whole feud with Owen, like SummerSlam 90, like there's so many matches of his that I just studied so much of that he's got to be on the list.
I fucking hate Bret Hart.
No, Bret Owen is one of my favorites, definitely.
You know what? I'm taking off my pink fucking glasses because you said that.
There you go. Yeah, everything like pre-WCW was very memorable, and then that again, I don't know how you botch Bret Hart, but WCW found a way to botch
him and the HBK, the screw job. Like to this day, people are still like, is it real? Did he know? It's like that's like one of those moments that's still talked about.
Yeah, I was thinking of like that on my list, but I'm like, I don't know, it's like controversial to talk about. I don't know, but I don't care. That's crazy. Like, because I really didn't know about it. I learned about it like maybe like last year, and I was like watching like a bunch of like documentaries and stuff about like wrestling back in the day, because like I didn't grow up watching that, and I learned about it, and I was like, damn, like that's crazy. Like is like, and that's with also being like as a worker myself, like. In that kind of situation, like, I don't know. It's not a lot to talk about. We can talk about that later.
One of the guys I want to bring up, and, he just passed away this week, and I'm going to give him an honorable mention on my list, and that's Sid Vicious, is a raw-ass dude. Again, I mentioned Mr. Perfect as, like, one of the first bad guys that I kind of like, but Sid was officially the first bad guy. And I remember the Hogan match. And again, I grew up a little Hulkamaniac and Ultimate Warrior and, all the good guys. And I remember for the first time ever rooting against Hulk Hogan when he wrestled Sid Vicious at WrestleMania, because Sid was the master, the ruler of the world. I remember him in the WCW days, then him coming to WWF. And he was just badass. Like, he was legitimately like the guy that I was like, I want to get down on one knee and do the Sid Vicious pose and stuff like that. So I feel like I definitely had to give Sid Vicious a shot out here, just for being the coolest bad guy as a kid for me, and just being just a badass in the ring. So a special shout out to Sid Vicious.
I want to piggyback off that, because everybody knows that August Artois is the heel of heels. People throw trash at him. I've been stabbed. I've been fucking throwing rocks at my fucking car. So at FIP, Full Impact Pro, where I'm the champion of, the crowd has completely fucking turned. They absolutely fucking love me. And the promoter said, you can't give in to that love, though. Like, you gotta stay you, like Stone Cold. You gotta just walk to the fucking ring. You don't clap fucking hands and shit with people. I was like, but dude, you gotta realize I've been doing this for 46 months, and these people have hated me my entire career, and now they fucking love me. Like, what do I do? So I figured out a different method. And Sid Vicious came into mind, and I thought, what a fucking cool way to show that I do appreciate your love, but I don't need it. Boom. So I come out now and I put my fucking fist out, dude. And whoever touches it, touches it. If you don't, I'm not going for your fucking fist. You're going for my fucking fist. I'm like Sid Vicious, but I'm like Kid Vicious.
Kid Vicious. He's little vicious, running around.
I'm a little vicious.
Little vicious. But I do remember a particular moment which I thought even made it cooler, because as the tide was turning against Hulk Hogan, people were kind of getting tired of the Hulkamania thing. I remember, again, this is going way back, but my dad's friend would get the pay-per-views at the time and record them on VHS for us and then give them to us, because pay-per-views were like, you had to have a certain satellite in order to get them, or they weren't easy to get. And I remember watching the replay footage on WWF first before I saw the real raw and uncut video, and they dubbed over on WWF people cheering for Hogan when people were cheering for Sid on like the Sunday morning show. And then when you got the raw VHS tape, people were booing Hogan and Sid pulled him over the rope. Yeah, and people were cheering for Sid when he got down, but on the WWF, they dubbed it over because they wanted to build the narrative of Hogan still being the good guy. And I was like, that's when everything kind of flipped for me.
Hogan was fucking pissed about that, I guess, because they said, like, as soon as he eliminates you, grab his wrist, pull him over, and he was like, all right, cool, because they'll cheer me for eliminating that. They all fucking cheered, they all booed, and fucking Hogan got to the back, I guess, and freaked he goes, you guys set me up, you guys fucking did that on purpose, you guys knew he was gonna get over. Like, no, dude, he's just he's an absolute fucking like, every man wants to look like Sid Vicious. Every man in this fucking world wants to have the physique of Sid Vicious. 6 foot fucking 5, fucking 320 pounds, fucking solid cock diesel muscle.
And be the rule of the world at the same time.
And the ruler of the fucking world.
Well, mine was Sid Vicious. That was kind of an honorable mention. For the next one, I think this is actually my last one because I kind of moved Ric Flair up a little bit. And I'm just going to go with the DX driving a tank and taking over Monday Night Nitro. And it was just so, again, a raw moment in wrestling history to your, like, these WWF guys are showing up on WCW. They got the megaphones out. They've got the crowd of WCW fans following them down the street and cheering. And it's just, again, moments like that you'll never recreate ever in history. And to me, that's why that moment just stands out as just like just a badass moment in wrestling that these guys could just show up and just take over if they really wanted to.
Right.
Hey, Tony, bite your fucking tongue because FIP just bought a tank and we're planning on fucking invading CCW. Bro, could you fucking, you know what? I'm doing it. Never mind. Delete this
Amazon
part
right
of the
now.
video. I'm doing it.
Go on Amazon right now.
Find a mini tank. Lexi's driving.
Lexi's driving.
Yep. And I'm a terrible
my
driver.
Lexi's my fucking China.
They're like, that's me. Like, they're on my list. Like I was gonna say that was like number 3 because like
just littler and cuter.
I'm a little smaller. I'm the
She's
mini,
smaller
I'm
and
mini
cuter
China.
version of China.
I like this. This is like a fun little like FaceTime sleepover party. What the hell?
Right.
I'm having such a good time.
except for only August brought the alcohol though. So next time we all have to come prepared.
I'm not gonna lie. This was Angry Orchard, and then I just said I'm just gonna drink out the can. So
I'm sorry, Lexi, to doubt you like that. August
Don't question it.
Frick, do you have any beverage of choice that you're consuming right now?
Oh, I got nothing. I got a water, man.
I did have some wine from Gatlinburg before I got on the podcast. So yeah, definitely I feel loose. I feel good, you know. Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Julie Cutler in the house. Lexi's drink comes in such a pretty can. Welcome, Julie.
Julie Cutler, I like your necklace in your picture. It looks really cool. Oh, that's my next answer. Oops.
I think I've actually, with the conversation, I think I've gone through all of mine in somehow, some way. I think
I still got 4 left.
You still got 4 left. Well, August has himself at least 4 more times. Okay, August, who do you got next? Announcing Pillman's death.
The sad.
That shit was fucked. Dude. That shit fucked me so bad. Like, I understand that he died. Like, Owen Hart died in the ring. You can't hide that. You have to announce it. This motherfucker died in the hotel room off of drugs and stuff, dude. Like, you don't have to. Like, I know Vince. Vince wanted to get his money's worth out of his, because if you don't know the whole story about Pillman signed a contract with WWE. Then he got in a fucking terrible fucking accident where he couldn't even use his fucking legs anymore. But he was already signed. So he fucking recovered. They brought him back. Vince fucking knew that motherfucker was going to be up. He just got in a fucking life-altering fucking accident. He's going to be on pain pills. He's going to be dead soon. Vince knew he got fucked. Vince announced his fucking death on live TV to get that fucking extra promotion, to get the channels to switch over, to get people to buy, whatever. But to announce that a man died on his own fucking time, like that shit fucked. And I'm not praising this at all. That shit, I think that was the most fucking dumb thing I've ever. I would have rather read about it on AOL.com the next day or in Pro Wrestling Magazine or something like that. But to tell a fucking 12-year-old that this one of my favorite wrestlers is found dead in a fucking hotel room, like where's my imagination going now? Like that's. I don't think Vince realized how many kids he had tuned into his program that like now, and let's fucking push it past. Let's get real raw and real. Like people that are addicted to drugs now and people that are addicted to alcohol and sex. A lot of that came from, I'm not going to fucking lie. A lot of that came from the Attitude Era. I'm not fucking, I mean, I'm going back to Thailand just so I can have more sex, but I'm fine with it, but other people are suffering from this kind of thing. Lexi, smile. I said I'm fucking Thailand hookers. That's a great thing.
Hookers, yay!
Anyways, but what I'm saying is like, I don't think Vince realized the connection he had with like, I know the demographic is like 25 to 35 or whatever now, but back then, dude, it wasn't. There was a lot of adults in the crowd, but look, there's 3 of us right here that like our lives are fucking projected off of this fucking entertainment and this. So like Boss Man getting hung, fucking Stone Cold getting embalmed, Sabu with cuts all over his fucking, like what do we think is what do we think is bad anymore? Do we think rape is bad? Do we think sex is bad? Do we think drugs and alcohol are bad? Like, we've seen this all in our entertainment. Look at me, fucking. Am I shitting on the business? No.
You're being raw and real.
It's fucking bomb, though. This fucking, like, I see kids in the crowd where, like, I've made kids fucking cry at shows before, and I don't give a fuck. But their parents should. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's detrimental to a fucking, like, brains stop developing when you're fucking 20, 21 years old. So a fucking 14, 13-year-old, they're going to remember that shit. It's going to fucking damage their fucking brain, and it's going to stop them from fucking growing up. Anyways, fuck them. Real Raw, August Artois, Unforgettable Vision, buy my merch.
I don't know. I think pro wrestling has made me the sweetheart that I am today. So I respectfully disagree.
Tony, you are. Tony, I think it's your wife. I think your wife, who's probably the greatest woman that I've heard of, she fucking helped a lot.
She keeps me stable. She keeps me from going off the loose end. Yes.
And I will say that I've rarely seen you without look at, she's still smiling. I haven't seen you with a smile. That's a good wife, dude. That's a good wife. That's good. I hope one day I find a wife like that. If not, Thailand hookers will put a smile on my face way bigger than that one.
So with that being said, that's my easy transition. Frick.
All right, I got two left.
Okay, you got two left. Okay, let's go.
Frick, what do you have?
All right, ready? All right, got good moment. All right, we got. See, it's hard to follow that. All right, I got Brock Lesnar though when he did that superplex to Big Show and they broke the ring.
Yes.
Early, like that was one of the crazier things I'd seen live. Where I was like, "What is happening?" That it was just one of those unforgettable. Brock has a lot of those kind of moments where it's just like unforgettable. Like you don't know what's going to happen next. But that one in particular, I remember being like, "What the hell just happened? Did the ring actually just break?" Or
remember the one where he took the fucking? Remember the one where he took the fucking truck or the plow and lifted the fucking ring on Roman?
Yeah. That shit was funny.
That was so cool.
Yeah,
that was so fucking cool. That was so fucking cool.
Crazy.
Let me bring in the comment. Julie says, I can't confirm watching wrestling definitely did a number on my brain. Yes, it did. It did.
I can fucking tell by your necklace.
Our brains. We're all who we are because of professional wrestling, for better or for worse. That's for sure.
I think that I can push a semi truck over. I just haven't tried to do it. I think that I can. If I go out there right now, I feel like I can.
Go, Lexi.
Go.
Lexi.
You did defeat our hero Eric Academia, so I think you can push over a truck or whatever you put your mind to. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't like anime, so that's why.
I fucking love. Oh, she's so cool. She's so cool. Anime sucks.
Julie says all of my brain power comes from my giant necklace.
Yeah,
Julie, and all of my brain power comes from my giant dick. Next question. Next question.
Next question. Okay. I have one more left. I do have one more left. Montreal screw job, which is, I know we touched on Bret Hart, but yes, the Montreal screw job.
No, fuck Bret Hart. Fuck Bret Hart. This is all absolutely against Bret Hart. Fuck that cocksucker. Okay. Anyway, this was so fucking cool. This was so fucking cool to see, to literally see somebody that didn't want to do business get fucked. Fuck you, Bret Hart. You fucking pussy motherfucker. And to think he's like, Shawn Michaels didn't know anything about it. Yeah, he fucking did. You fucking pussy motherfucker. That's back in your face, Bret Hart, you pussy. Seriously. And I'm not fucking, this isn't me being August Artois. I think Bret Hart's one of the worst fucking examples as a professional wrestler. So as a professional wrestler, this is what I gotta do to get over. His whole fucking match. Countered by a fucking drop toe hold or a fucking Russian leg sweep. Oh, watch out, Bret Hart, you fucking loser. Dude, he's seriously like Shawn Michaels is the equivalent of what you want to be as an fucking-tainer, because that's what professional wrestlers are. Bret Hart has this whole fucking thing in his head where I'm the best professional. You're as good as I let you be, you stupid fuck. You're not giving me a hip toss unless I fucking let you. You're not giving me a fucking arm drag unless I fucking let you. You fucking Canadian dumb fuck. Screen record that. Fuck you, Brett.
Speaking of not doing business, August, have you ever come across anybody that didn't want to do business?
Yes.
How much time do you have?
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Hold on, let's stop. We'll go part 2 right now. Go for
I
it.
feel like we need a whole part 2.
Yes. Oh, I opened up Pandora's box right now here. Mike Orlando.
Bro, listen. Me and this motherfucker, I love him now. Like right now, to this day, I fucking love him. I have a present for him. Actually, I'll see him next week. I have a gift for him to give him when I see him. Love him now. But I wrestled for a company that he was involved with. He didn't pay me my rate, which was like $45 at the time. And it became a big deal. And I called him out on it. And he fucking said, I'll never fucking pay you. Come fucking fight me. And I was like, oh shit, this is real. Like, how about this, dude? I'll murder you and your fucking family for my $45 fucking dollars. How about that? And then fucking Trevin Adams is like, hey, guess what? You got Mike Orlando next weekend. I was like, whoa, hold on, dude. We really don't like each other. He goes, cool, kill each other. I was like, wait, no, Trevin, we really, really, really don't like each other. He goes, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. I go, how about this then? I'm going to go be professional, but if he fucking shoots on me, what do I do? He goes, kill him. I was like, well, I'll do the best I can. So during the match, it was supposed to be a clothesline spot. I clotheslined him. He went like this. I clotheslined him again. He looked at me. He said, you look so scared right now. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So we went out to a spot to the outside. I grabbed his leg, pulled it. He fucking took the bump. And he sat up and looked at me. I thought, you know what? This is my time right now. It's my fucking third match. It's time to be real and raw. So I slapped him as hard as I fucking could across the face, dude. Tony, I'll send you this video as soon as it's over. As soon as this fucking podcast is over. Slapped him. Ask Mike Orlando. He'll tell you. He went, all right, dude, let's stick to the match. And we finished strong. But I showed him right then and there that I was not fucking around, dude. And like my background, I used to walk in a bar, and I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of this at all. But I used to walk into bars and see a guy that I didn't like just off the looks, just not off personality, just off the looks. And I'd say to my buddies, I'm gonna hit that motherfucker. I bet you he hits the ground in 3 seconds. My buddy would say, I bet you it's 5. I go, watch this. Wham! 4 seconds. Fuck. We'll both buy each other a drink. I used to be a fucking piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. But now that I'm a professional wrestler, I meet these guys that are like, I wrestled for NWA. I'm like, cool, let's shoot fight. They're like, no, brother. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Shut the fuck up. Do what the fuck the promoter said. Let's collect our fucking money. Let's wear our fucking tights and our wrist tape, and let's fucking go home, dude. Suck my fucking dick from the back with your nose in my ass.
Lexi, can I ask you, has anybody ever, and you don't have to mention any names if you don't want to, but has anybody never wanted to do business the right way?
Lexi, you better fucking tell the truth, or I'll tell the truth for you.
Uh-oh.
Never wanted
Say
to
it, Lexi.
do
Powerbomb.
So this girl, okay, and she was I think she trained with like WWN. I don't remember. Anyway, she's still around. But I gave her first match, and she's bigger than me. She's taller than me, you know. Cool. And I'm like, cool, what do you want to do? I've been wrestling for a couple years. I'm like, what do you want to do? Let's do this. Match was fine. I did everything, you know, whatever. I don't remember the finish, whatever. I made sure she was good. I made sure she was comfortable. She said the match was great. She had so much fun. Thank you so much for the debut. I loved it. It was my great first match. Loved it. I'm like, cool. We're on good terms. I love to talk about it. You know, it's pulling curtain in the back. I love to make sure we're good, whatever, you know. So then we're scheduled to wrestle again at another promotion. So as I'm getting there, I have people texting me, and they're like, this girl's up here talking shit about you. And I was like, oh, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, she's up here saying, oh, this little girl thinks she's gonna powerbomb me. She's gonna think she's gonna control the match. I'm bigger than her. She ain't gonna do shit, blah, 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 blah. So I get there, right? And mind you, we're in the locker room, it's tiny as fuck. We're calling the match. She brings her whole family into the locker room. So I look and I wait and I go, all right, so this is what we're going to do. So just so you don't think that I'm controlling or anything, and I'm not going to be able to powerbomb you, because they're different sides or whatever. But just to make sure we're on good terms, I want to make sure you're comfortable and I'm not controlling anything. What do you want to do? In front of everybody. And she was like, I'm like, no. I mean, I've just been heard, if you wanted to say anything right now, just tell me, we'll go out there, we'll do what we're supposed to do, and then we'll get it done. And guess what? We did it. I don't know. She still hates me. She's still talking about me to this day. But like, what we're not gonna do is you're not gonna underestimate me, bitch. Like, sorry.
What I will say, August Artois will say that Lexi's booked fucking everywhere, and the girl that she's talking about, she like her bookings were up here, and then now like Lexi's obviously not wrong because her bookings have went.
It's just the ego and the attitude. Like, you can't have that, dude. And you got to make sure you back it up too. And she was older than me. Like, the hell, like, girl, I'm just here to have like a good match, here to make money, here to entertain people. And you want to have a problem with me? Why? Because people like me? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a good reason to hate you. I hate you, Lexi Gomez.
I'm sorry, but yeah, that was my moment. I've had other like moments in like matches where girls like tried me and I tried, don't do that. That's a whole lot. We need another one. That's a whole
Lexi will fucking kill you. Lexi will fucking kill you.
I want to get print up.
No, but I do want to give you a lot of props, Lexi, because I started watching you like right before the pandemic set in, and I know we had even talked about doing an interview at one time, and I think the pandemic set in and it didn't happen, and then we didn't meet up until I think it was Pro Wrestling Action and stuff like that to do an interview. But like, I have completely, again, we're getting way off topic here of the RAWEST, but you've become one of the best female workers in Florida. That's where I follow.
She's the rawest.
She is, and I do want to get. I've seen the progression so much in the past 4 years since I started watching you before we were going to do the interview to now, and it is like tremendous. I got to give you a shout out for how much you've like really elevated yourself in professional wrestling. So
thank you.
She's awesome.
I definitely wanted to give you a shout out. Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Like, no, it's nice to know that people like notice. Like, I definitely this past year for sure, I felt like I've definitely put more into like my craft, and like I like my flame is like lifted up more, I think, so like it's nice to see. Like, I do put a lot of effort into my promos, and I do try to put effort into like what I do, and like it's nice that they'll like other promotions will tell me like, oh, I love that promo you did from that one or this or that, and that's so nice. Like, it's nice to hear that. So thank you so much, and I'm glad we could be on this fun little journey together.
No, people
update on like a Christmas one.
Oh, for
one
sure.
thing I will say. One thing I will say about Lexi Gomez is that I feel fucking bad for her, is because let's say 2 out of every 20 women are Lexi Gomez. They fucking know what the wrestling business is about. They know they're sexy, but they're going out there to fucking beat some fucking ass. But 80% of the women wrestlers these days are like, I got a fat ass and nice titties, I'm gonna go be a wrestler. But can you take a fucking punch? Have you ever been in a fight before? No. You ever thrown a punch? No. You ever been trained? Well, kind of, by this guy that wanted to fuck me. No, bitch, you're not a fucking professional wrestler. You're a fucking OnlyFans model with wrestling gear on. You fucking dumb bitch.
Thank you.
And with that being said, Frick, I mean, I feel like I need to ask you, have you ever been involved with, since we're on the Montreal screw job, a moment where, again, you don't have to mention any names either if you don't want to, a moment where you thought you were going to have a Montreal screw job moment, or somebody didn't want to do business?
No,
Yeah,
no.
He dropped the title to August Artois.
Yeah, other than this guy. Nothing crazy like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't run into anything like that. At least yet.
People know better.
People, yeah, exactly. They're afraid of the Cactus Jack version of Frick.
Exactly what it is.
Now, as far as the list goes, I have one more left.
I have one more left.
Right, Lexi, how many more do you have left? 1 and 1. So.
Is that cocaine, Frick?
No, it's not. No, it's not, because that would be bad on the podcast.
That's my list.
Wow.
It's his list.
It's his little list.
It's his fortune cookie. I guess it's his fortune cookie list. That would go against the terms of service of YouTube, August. That is definitely not it.
No drugs, no drugs, no drugs.
Whatever you do on your own time is your own.
My list, okay? It's my little list, all right?
Hold on, Cherry Bomb's going raw, raw, raw. It's definitely raw, raw, raw. That's what it's all about tonight. I'm going to go with my number one, then I'll, go to all of yours. And it's, again, I mean, the name of the podcast is the Dropping Down from the Rafters podcast. And for me, again, I've said it a million times, but there was no time.
Don't say it.
There was no time that made me feel any better of Sting dropping down from the rafters to come and beat the crap out of anybody that got in his way. Yes, it's the motivation for the podcast. It's Sting. Sting is the rawest of all time for me. Yes.
You said dropping down from the rafters. I thought you were going to say Owen Hart.
No. I wouldn't. No.
Pretty fucking raw, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up in so many ways. But the fact that, again, I tell people I grew up as a little kid and Sting was Surfer Sting, and I was a high school and Sting turned to the black and white, so he kind of turned with my moods. I was in college, and he was Wolfpack Sting, so it kind of like he was Party Sting, and like I felt like I evolved with the Sting character growing up, and that's what it kind of like always meant something to me. And the dropping down from the rafters and him coming down and just beating the crap out of anybody that stood his way as a one-man army was raw as shit.
Tony, that was probably the coolest fucking thing I've ever heard anybody say ever. You're like, well, Sting came in, and I was going into high school and I was changing, so then that's when he became black and white. Then I became into college and he became black and red. Well, wow, what a fucking story, dude! That was better than a lot of the professional wrestling matches I see.
Well, I appreciate that. So yeah, that would be just for me. It inspired me to be the wrestling fan that I am today. Again, I went to the retirement match, and Sting is the icon for me. So yeah, that's definitely the rawest moment of all time is dropping down from the rafters. Lexi, what would be your number one moment?
Moment, I don't know.
Or list, or your number one list.
Okay, because I'm out of moments.
No, it's okay. You're number one.
Number one. I feel like my number one on all of my lists, and I might just be biased because I'm like a huge fan, but it's always The Rock. He's the rawest, the most electrifying. Like you literally the first memories I have is of The Rock and listening to him talk and listening to just the way he carries himself. Like I will always hands down say The Rock is the best in every list, everywhere, anytime, any day. And that's my number one. I'm sticking to it.
Not many people really control the crowd or could control the crowd like The Rock could.
Not at all.
When he was
not at all.
The Rock, like literally, in the palm of his hand, he literally had people breathe on every single word that he said. And he could come out and say kind of the same things over and over, and it didn't matter. People
over and over. And that's to me so raw. And it's so like it's just so natural for him. Like nobody can top that. Nobody, I think, can ever top that ever.
Fuck
like his. Okay, you were gonna be my number two.
Okay, so Sting, The Rock, August, what do you got?
Let's go with Frick first.
Okay, Frick, let's go for it.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with not a moment, but a wrestler who's real and raw. That would be Terry Funk, because test of time, like 50 plus years wrestling through so many different eras, like that. He's just so good in so many ways.
I love from the Beyond the Mat and the documentary, and when he's talking to the guy who to ref it. Yeah, I want you to referee my last match. You're gonna be my last match. And he's just like he seems like just like the sweetest man in the whole world. That he wants to go out there with a branding iron or do whatever Terry Funk would do. I remember when he pile drove Ric Flair into the concrete. I think it was the first person I ever saw. I remember taking a pile driver onto pulling the mats up and taking a pile driver in the concrete. I'm like, this dude is a lunatic, right? He scared the crap out of me as a kid. Terry Funk, I love that pick as your number one. Rawest of all time, the Funkster.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many. Like, I'm just thinking of all the matches that he had over there, like this from his time in Japan. Like, there's just so many. So then just being the whole middle-aged and crazy, just doing moonsaults when it's like the guy was crazy.
He had no business doing a lot of the stuff he was doing, but it was Terry Funk, so it was okay because it was Terry Funk that was doing this crazy ass shit. I think Frick muted himself. He got too excited there. There we go.
Right.
So
Quick touching buttons.
yeah, I hit Sting. Lexi hit The Rock. Frick hit Terry Funk.
Augie.
How the hell is
Knew it.
August
I knew
our
it.
August is number one answer?
The realest, the rawest.
Every fucking thing that we've talked about tonight, I've brought back to professional wrestling. Every single thing that everybody's fell in love with professional wrestling, everybody fucking hates me for now. I can't stand on this fucking top 10 realist and rawest without putting myself first, because in a world where the curtain is fucking absolutely pulled the fuck back, I still have people in my fucking email saying your mother should have aborted you. Your fucking parents should have killed you. Your brother should have murdered you as a kid. You should have jumped off the fucking cliff. I saw your suicide note. You should have killed yourself. That kind of shit. Like when I turned down AEW Dark, I had 887 messages telling me to go kill myself, to go fuck myself. My career is over. I have brought back belief to professional wrestling to the point where me and this fucking guy here, people were hitting him up and me. What's up with you in August? What's up with you and Frick? What if there's a fucking match graphic with our faces on it? You really think we don't like each other? I'm wearing fucking tights, wrist tape. My music is playing before I come out and fight him. Are you fucking kidding me? So the rawest person I've ever met in my fucking life is in that fucking mirror right above my fucking couch right there. And I'm not gonna question this. I know she said the fucking Rock. I know Dick Heads over here said Stone Cold. But that was the youth. That was when we were supposed to believe. But we're not supposed to believe anymore. And I got motherfuckers believing. So, with that being said,
100%.
is my answer.
I absolutely love that answer, August, and I support that. And you know, when I come up with the podcast themes, it kind of bases around I'm thinking okay, how can I, heat seekers, and I built it around certain wrestlers. And when we talked about doing a podcast, about a month ago, before you went to Thailand and then you came back, you hit me up and I'm like, okay, I'm coming up with a theme and I want to have the right people on here to give me that theme. And, I went with, okay, we got to do Raw. Raw is the subject I want to do. I want to bring people who are going to be raw and who are raw, in my personal opinion. And that's why I did reach out to the 4 total, Noah couldn't make it tonight, but I was like, all of you give me that raw personality. All of you give me the raw emotion when I watch y'all in the ring. And again, I appreciate all 3 of you for all the hard work and entertainment value that you give all of us, but also for being raw as fuck too, and just being real and bringing something that a lot of people don't give us nowadays. So again, appreciation to all 3 of you. You all have a special place on my list for sure, as just being raw ass people in general.
Yes. I want to piggyback off of that and say,
Lexi.
Cutting you off. Let me talk. For real, all aside, when I say I don't really like a lot of people, but I know I like to go, and when I go to the shows and I go and I sit when I'm not even wrestling, I like to go and watch just a handful of people's matches that I know that are gonna entertain me, that have that kind of feeling. And it's definitely August and Frick. I literally always, when I go FIP, the last one there, the ones I care to sit down and actually watch, and when I know that they're wrestling, is their matches, because I know that I'm going to watch something that they're going to engage. I'm going to be entertained, and I get that from them. And it's nice to see my peers around me that give me that kind of feeling, you know what I'm saying? So good, Tony, on the choice of the people and the company that you brought today, because 100% what you said, it's so true.
She's fucking right. She's 100% right. She's 100% right, because the reason I like Lexi so much is because wrestling is supposed to be we all know what it is, but it's supposed to be something. And when I watch Lexi's matches, there's not a time in that match where she makes this face. What's next? She's always making this face. She's always fucking making that fucking. And so when I watch her, I forget, and like Lexi just said, and she watches me and Frick wrestle, but when I watch Lexi wrestle, I forget that I know Lexi. I forget that I've went and karaoke with her. I forget that I've had drinks with her. I'm like, oh fuck, dude, who is this fucking chick? Oh, that's my buddy. That's my chick. That's my homegirl, Lexi. But like, and like I stated earlier, my first fucking rivalry was with Frick. And that's what put me on the map, was because we had professional wrestling matches, but then we met on our own time outside of professional wrestling and had a cinematic fucking match. 3 months in the business. Frick, willing to put everything. He just won the fucking title. He should be fucking be like, fuck you, new guy. He was willing to fucking build the next generation, which is me. So that's like, everybody you got here is just a raw version of themselves. It's Lexi Gomez she was unbreakable. She could be broken. She knew that, and she knew that wasn't what she was. But the Hollywood horror, yeah, she's the fucking star of the show, and she can be a fucking bitch. That's Lexi. There she is. Frick, he's very soft spoken, and he's a fucking maniac. Watch his match. That's Frick, very soft spoken, fucking maniac. Look at August Artois. He sucks dick, and he's not good at wrestling. Watch his match. He sucks dick. He's not good at wrestling. I had to put myself down at the end. Tony, the fucking host of the show, Tony, you have taken a love that you had from a guy dropping down from the rafters that have followed your high school to college career to now you've met your wife. You have a wonderful life, but you love professional wrestling so much to the fact that you want to give back to the people that aren't getting utilized as much as the WWE, AEW, TNA guys. You want people to know who the fuck these people are that are risking their fucking lives. And you know we're risking our fucking lives. Bleeding fucking buckets and shit. So who's Raw? Toned in fucking entertainment, sitting here fucking breaking down. And like, I'm not sucking your dick, but I will if you have $30.
I don't have $30. No, you know I'm moving. I don't have any money right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. But like, you're not giving a platform to. You're not like, hey, independent wrestling. You're not giving a platform to everybody. You're giving a platform to who you feel is evolved past the point of indie wrestling to the point where they should be fucking signed, and you're putting them all on a platform, which I couldn't be more grateful for. I think that's fucking awesome. So you are my -1.
-1. I will take it. I will take it. Any mention on August or 12th list, I'm going to take it and run with it. And
fuck Brody's kid. You are -1.
-1. I'll take it. Action figure coming not soon. Well, again, all three of you, thank you so much. I know everybody has very busy schedules, and 2 hours of your time is, it's valuable to me. It's valuable to all three of you. So I do appreciate all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules. Lexi, you want to tell us what you got coming up soon?
Yes, you can see me on the 7th, which is coming up, for Pride of Wrestling, and that's in Seminole. Then I have the 14th, will be at GCW in Newport Richey. Then I'll also be at the Establishment, which I think that's in Lake Mary. That's on the 15th. The 29th, it's not announced yet. I don't know if I can talk about it. Okay, that's fair now. And then you can follow me on all my social media to see me. Then you can
Shine Wrestling
at the shows, get my merch, like I'm wearing it.
Shine Wrestling.
Don't forget to buy your tickets right now. Follow me on Instagram, X or Twitter, whatever it's called now, YouTube. And I'm working on a big cartel, so you guys can buy my iTunes and stuff. So thank you so much. I had so much fun. Thank you for having me on here. I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Lexi,
So
Lexi,
she didn't say it. She didn't say it, so she can't get in trouble.
Shine Wrestling, September 29th.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Shine Wrestling, September 29th. I don't know if the flyers are out, but yes, I'll be there.
Cherry Bombs does agree with you, saying, yes, 90s early to 2000 rock is the best.
Way to keep up with the times, Cherry Bomb. That was like 20 fucking minutes ago.
Well, I'm just getting to the comment now. That's my bad. That's my bad. The comment came in about 15 minutes ago. I'm a little bit behind.
Take it back. She's on time.
Yeah. August, I know you probably have some of the similar things as far as I remember as Lexi coming up as I've seen on the flyers.
September 7th, I will be at Pride of Wrestling with Lexi Gomez fighting Poppy Chulo, Baby Keith, and Benji fucking Neptune. I forgot about him because he's worthless. Anyways, September 14th, I'll be at GCW in a British Rules wrestling match. against Daniel fucking Starling for the GCW World. Well, soon it'll be called the World title once I take it out of this fucking country. Anyways, that's my goal. I'm taking that fucking title. Anyways, September 21st, I will be in Vaughan, Washington, which is like kind of by Seattle. I will be in Vaughan, Washington at Northwest Pro Wrestling in the main event, of course. Stupid fucks. Why would you even think I was anything other than that? In the main event for the FIP title in a three-way match against JD Mason and Von Watson, I think his name is. Anyways, September 28th, I will be back in Cleveland, Ohio, where I was born and fucking raised, unfortunately. And hopefully somebody else will be there with me. As soon as the fucking promoter buys her fucking flight, she will be in Cleveland, Ohio with me September 28th. I don't know where the fucking location is, but it's American Lucha LLC, which I guess they have to throw that in there to get their tax collections. And then October, I'm heading back to fucking UK, baby. I'm in fucking Scotland. Unfortunately, I'm in Scotland the entire fucking time. On the 5th, I'll be at Bleeding Gums Wrestling, which is a deathmatch company. Whoops. I don't cancel bookings. We'll figure it out. Wait, I said September. Anyways, October 5th, I'll be at fucking Bleeding Gums. October 6th, I'll be at Valor Pro Wrestling. October 12th and 13th, I will be at W3L. It's World something, blah, 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 wrestling. But anyways, W3L, all in Scotland. You can come see me. You can come buy me a potato or something because fucking UK food fucking sucks dick. And then as soon as I get back from there, actually, I'm not allowed to say that yet. Puerto Rico.
I love the fact that you're going to Vaughan, Washington. It sounds so fancy, August. To Vaughan, Washington. To Vaughan, Washington. I love it. Frick, I'm guessing, I know Pride of Wrestling, I believe, this weekend as well.
Oh, you're going to see me at the GCW with August Artois and Lexi Gomez. And then I'll keep it short and sweet. And you'll see me every Friday at WWN Proving Grounds in Newport Richey.
Woo! That's that shit right there. That shit's blowing up quick.
Yeah, you can follow me on X, Twitter, whatever you call it. So much Frick. Find me on Instagram. I think it's just Steve Frick. And that's that's what I got coming up.
Well, there we go. Well, thank all three of you again for.
Hey, hold on! I didn't give my fucking social media plug.
Oh, get it in there! Get it in there, August.
Figure it out, you fucking losers.
There you go. Plain and simple. Cherry Bomb says, "Thank you for all that you do, wrestlers. You bring us all joy."
Fuck you, Cherry Bomb.
It's the only way in the proper send off. Well, Lexi, August, Frick. Guys, make sure you follow all three of them on their professional wrestling journey. They're killing it, not just now, but also just every single weekend. You guys are so busy, and it's so awesome to see all of you every time I get to watch y'all in the squared circle. And guys, thank you all for whoever came in here on the live and watching this on demand. And if you haven't already, guys, make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you can stay tuned in here to
Subscribe.
Entertainment. Please do it now. Subscribe now. Do it now.
Subscribe to the channel.
Right now.
Do it. Go now. Do it now.